let's see what kind of dirt we can dig up by raiding the guy's house. And then nothing leaks. It's been 2 weeks. I bet they got through those boxes within 2 days. Meanwhile, the conspiracy theories are boundless. Left-wing media has been hilarious to listen to in recent days. Check out our good friend Michael Cohen's latest rant on MSNBC.
He's going to use it as a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's a way to extort America to turn around to say, if you put me in jail, if you go after, I will have my loyal supporters, who you do not know who has, copies of information that I will take those documents, I will release them to Iran, to China, to North Korea, to Russia. And you know what? You want to take me down? I'll take the whole country down.
So that's the big plan. Trump's got all of our nuclear documentation sitting at Mar-a-Lago, and he's going to send it all to Iran if they try to charge him for January 6th. That's the great big scheme, according to Michael Cohen. I mean, that's just a hell of an imagination on an otherwise very dumb person. Cohen, of course, trying to push his new book, which he mentioned a couple times in the interview. No surprise there. There is 10,000 pounds of speculation and noise around this story. We've been talking about it for a while now, but last week we undercut much of that with Alan Dershowitz, one of the best and most accomplished attorneys in the country, also a guy that does not like Donald Trump, did not vote for Donald Trump, will not vote for Donald Trump, and is also a liberal Democrat. Here you go.
The left has suddenly turned into the reactionary hard right when it comes to these kinds of searches and seizures and classification and the Espionage Act of 1917. These are all things the left hated, hated, hated. Now that they're being used against Trump, they love, love, love. It's utter hypocrisy. It's left-wing McCarthyism. And you cannot allow an incumbent administration to try to protect its own president by going after the man who is going to run against him. And I want to make sure he has the right to run, Donald Trump, because I want to have the right to vote against him for the third time.
All right, for more on all of this, Eric Trump joins us tonight. Eric, good to have you on. Can you give us any more information on this motion against the FBI and the DOJ that's being filed today?
Yeah, well, listen, I'll let the motion speak for itself, but, you know, I think there are real constitutional violations. The raid was a farce. The whole country is revolting over it. It's a weaponization of law enforcement in this country. We've seen this time and time again. We as a family, I can't tell you, Rob, how many times we've seen this over the last 6 years. It's horrible. I mean, look at, you know, the Russia investigation, right, where you have doctored FISA warrants and you have, you know, dirty dossiers that were made up, that were totally unverified, but for so long, people, FBI, DOJ, so many others pretended that they were true because it was against an adversary that they cared about taking down. It was for the benefit of a political candidate that they wanted to help. We saw this. Yep. We've seen these shams happen before. The American people are used to these shams, Rob, and you know, this is a constitutional violation, and I think it's going to be dealt with accordingly.
Yeah, are you concerned at all? I mean, it's been 2 weeks now. Are you concerned at all that this was filed too late, that they've already rifled through everything, that they've gotten everything that they need out of these boxes?
Well, I think that was probably their intention, right? Go in there, take everything. It's not like these search warrants were specific. They were incredibly broad. Take any box and any box around that box and any box around that box, anything else you can find in a massive, long period of time. And give me a break, Rob, right? This whole exercise was always advertised as, yes, we're going to go find documents for the National Archives. And then 3 days later, the very same reporters that reported on the Russia collusion hoax were the exact same reporters that were getting leaked information that this was about quote-unquote nuclear codes. The only problem is they got the search warrant on Friday. They didn't exercise the search warrant on Monday. So why do I have a feeling if it was about nuclear codes, they would have acted a little bit more expediently? Clearly they didn't.
And how interesting is it that, and sorry to cut you off, but it's interesting that nothing too salacious has leaked out at this point. You know, everything big leaks on with this DOJ, and I haven't heard anything.
They misfired. That's what they did, Rob. They totally misfired, and they galvanized the entire country by doing it. Everybody knows this is a sham. I can tell you right now, you've never had a Republican Party that's more fired up than they are right now. Look at all the people my father has endorsed. Every single one of them is winning. Look at the amount of money that we're raising right now. I mean, we've had the best fundraising numbers that we've ever seen right now. I'm telling you, even the energy. I mean, I was on a flight this morning. The energy on that flight, everybody came up with it to me. Sorry what these people are doing to your family. Your father has to go out there. You have our vote. You have our entire family's vote. You've got our entire street's vote. Everybody I know, wants him to run again. They've really pissed off everybody, Rob. People know exactly what this is, and that's a weaponization of the legal system for political means. All while you have Hunter Biden, you've done a better job probably reporting on him than anybody. You really have, who gets away with murder, who has a laptop from hell, who has pictures of him smoking crack and prostitution and these shady deals all over the world, right? Where is the FBI? Where is the raid, right? I mean, there's an unequal system of justice in this country, and people see it for what it is, and we've got to be very, very careful, because that's not what the United States of America should stand for.
Understood. The pundits on the left, if you watch CNN, MSNBC, they're saying that the Trump legal team signed the document months ago, confirming that they returned everything that the National Archives had requested back, including what they say was confidential or top secret information. And then they claim that they discovered that either the DOJ or the National Archives discovered somehow that there was still more inside of Mar-a-Lago, and that's when they decided to do the raid. What is your response to that?
My response is this came as a huge shock to everybody, because the teams were working so well together. I mean, the last time my father had seen them, he went down there personally and said, listen, if you guys need anything, you let me know anytime. I mean, anything you guys need, please let me know. The lawyer was totally shocked by this whole thing. He goes, we had such a great relationship with them. This comes as such an incredible shock to me. Beyond that, my father declassified every document. You have Kash Patel, who's, who was the guy that got the order, and he's out there every single day talking about how all of those documents were declassified. And last but not least, my father wasn't even the person who packed the documents. It was the General Services Administration, who moves the president out of the White House, and they've even admitted in writing that they were the ones that packed up the boxes and moved the boxes. And I mean, none of it makes any sense. And then, they go in, they raid Mar-a-Lago because the National Archives asked them to. Come on. I mean, everybody knows what this is about. Rob, we've dealt with a 6-year-long fishing expedition. The amount of subpoenas that I've received personally, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of subpoenas. They've tried to do everything that they can to find anything on my father that they can use to, against him politically. Their candidate is drowning right now. He's doing a horrible job. Everybody in this country thinks that the country is going in the wrong direction. The world is a total mess. And this, to me, is their Hail Mary. This, to me, is their one choice. And it's sad. This isn't how America should work. The FBI used to be regarded as an incredible agency. And the men and women of the FBI, meaning the people carrying guns and actually doing the work, they're great human beings, but they're weaponizing the hell out of these institutions, and everybody realizes it. They're not pulling the wool over anybody's eyes.
Understood. Eric Trump, thank you so much for the time tonight. We do appreciate it. We'll follow the story.
Thanks, Rob.